Storm, Black Widow, and Scarlet Witch. And as they're making their way through the city of Latveria, something seems wrong here. Now, technically speaking, historically speaking, Latveria has always been depicted as almost kind of a city out of time. That the people there kind of dress in the modern era sometimes, not all the time, but occasionally. But the construction of the city itself, the buildings, are hundreds of years old. And so as they're making their way through here, Wanda's just kind of like, I don't know if it's just because we're in Latveria, but I cannot shake the feeling that something's off. And the response to Susan Storm is a lot more than a feeling. Look, right, that couple right there, it's the third time that they've walked that exact same route. They're going in circles. And so she starts to use her powers of invisibility, effectively bending light, to create this kind of scenario where she starts to realize what they're seeing are hard-light constructs, right? She says, if I bend ambient light to hit it with equal and opposite wavelengths, I should be able to cancel out basically everything we're seeing, because nothing that we're seeing here is real. And when that happens, the entire illusion disappears. Specifically, the city of Doomstat is empty. There's nothing here. Right, there's no one walking around this place. It's a ghost town. And that's where they're like, what in the hell is going on here? Now, of course, they do see this giant, castle off in the distance. They're like, let's go see that. It doesn't really look like the traditional Castle Doom, but still, it more or less serves the same purpose. Because their idea is that seems to be the heart of it all. And even Susan asks, like, Wanda, can you get through these defensive spells? And here's the crazy thing about this, right? Doctor Doom simply got the power of Doctor Strange, the power of Sorcerer Supreme, meaning traditionally, while he can combine that with his own magical abilities, he can only really cap out at whatever measure of power the Sorcerer Supreme has. And the biggest thing that we've seen over the course of this story so far is that Doctor Doom's magical abilities have exceeded the magical abilities of Sorcerer Supreme. And the only line of logic we've been able to draw is that Doctor Doom is adding his own sorcery maybe to the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme. But even then, the answer was...
So imagine all those powers and then put on the Infinity Gauntlet, and then I feel like there's one more thing you could do to make him even stronger. Give him an Iron Man suit? I feel like this man would actually be just genuinely unkillable. What the fuck?
Scant at best, but that's what Wanda starts to...
Oh, he could get the powers of the Watcher. The Watcher can cast his powers and make you like a Watcher. So he imagine, oh my god, that would be literally the most insane Doctor Doom variant you'll ever see in your life. Watcher Doctor Doom with Infinity Gauntlet with Sorcerer Supreme, whatever bullshit power thing. Oh my god.
Knowledge.
That would be
says,
so cool.
This is strange. This is Sorcerer Supreme magic cast by Doctor Doom. It's powerful beyond anything I've ever seen, which she's seen the max abilities
and
of
Thor's hammer. Actually, no, Thor's axe. Because I think the axe was more powerful than a hammer, right? I can't remember.
Sorcerer Supreme. And she says, but there's nothing
Mjolnir
fighting
versus... I forgot what the axe is called. Mjolnir versus... I don't know.
me. And that means one thing. These spells are not built to keep people out. They're built to keep people in. And she's like, I can carve a tunnel through this magic, but who the hell knows what we're going to find on the other side? And even as they're going through, everyone here kind of acknowledges, even with the months that he was in hiding, no one knows how Doom could have built all of this so quickly. And Wanda even says magic, right? This place is pulsing with it. And she's like, I don't even know if I can destroy or overcome what he's done here, right? This is time magic, chaos magic, blood magic, and elemental spells. All of that at levels that shouldn't even be possible. And she's like, we're moving through magic that's stacked 8 to 9 layers deep. And it's incredible, right? The time to prep this, the power needed to cast this, it's insane. And so what ends up happening is once they actually get inside the castle itself, that's when they actually realize what's going on here. There are...
God damn you ads.
all these people all these people trapped within here, right? In these just kind of stasis pods, being held in almost this Matrix-like situation. It just goes on and on and on and on. And it just goes down and down and down and down. Just pod on top of pod on top of pod, just stretching on. And so at that point, you switch back to the debate between Doom and Reed, because with Wanda and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch learning all of this, they're like, patch us into Reed immediately. Patch us in as fast as you possibly can. And so once that happens, Reed stops everything. The whole debate just comes to an end. And he's like, this is the first footage from inside Latveria that anyone has seen in months. We now know why Victor sealed it off. He seeks only to hide his crimes. And all this stuff is being broadcast to everyone, which the question has to be asked, what in the world is going on here, right? Like, what are we seeing in here? Well, Reed tells us, where Doom lashes out and is like, give me the holographic projector and all that kind of stuff. Reed's like, no, Victor, like, I will not. And Doom tries to smooth things over. He says, know this, citizens of Doom, these are
I don't know why Reed Richards' way of wording is so dumb. It's like, give me the goddamn holographic projector. You will, and you will, blah, 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 right? Dr. Doom, right? And then Reed Richards comes in and goes, no, Victor, I will not. Why doesn't he just say, like, no, or I will, I won't? Or why do you have to say, no, Victor, I will not? Like, I read it as, no, Victor, actually, I will not. Like, what the fuck? Also, can my camera stop, like, shifting that way? Just stay. Stay. Good boy. Good boy.
Volunteers, true loyalists who agreed to sacrifice themselves for the good of everyone else. They are heroes, men and women. And the response of Reed, we are looking at children being held prisoner by you. And he says, you're robbing every one of your citizens of their life force, their future, and you're giving it to yourself. This is how your magic became so powerful. This is how you've been fueling every one of the spells you've cast. Victor, you're sacrificing your own people at the altar of yourself. And the level of evil that you would need to willingly gather up all of your citizens, throw them into camps, and then in turn siphon off their life force to empower yourself, that is a level of depravity that can only really even be imagined, right? I can't think of very many people that would willingly throw children into prisons. And so the response of Doom, yes, that's exactly what I am doing, Reed. And he says, I would sacrifice 1,000,000 more if I had to. These glories cannot be achieved otherwise. There is a cost to greatness, Richards, and it must be paid by someone. The bargain is fair. It gives us our peace, our wealth. We are safe and we are happy.
Holy panels of Doom. Look at him fucking ripping Reed's fucking face. Oh my God.
The expense of the lives of everyone else. And he says the means are more than justified by the ends. And where he's literally starting to tear Reed Richards apart, Reed simply just says, if these horrors are so justified, then why, Victor, do you hide them? With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to an end.
So that was his most sadistic act. And also, did he just kill Reed Richards right there? Like, what the he deadass killed Reed Richards. Well, that's actually insane. He deadass killed Reed Richards. Okay, well, that was actually kind of insane. It took a while. I love Comics Explained, but it does take him a while to get to the part where what was his sadistic act. Of course, he's building up the backstory and explaining what has been happening before the actual sadistic act. I love that, but I just, sometimes you want the base. Hey, just give me the information. What did he do? And we've now learned that Dr. Doom is fucking evil. Dr. Doom, I still love his character. He's a great anti-hero and villain. Sometimes he's a hero, sometimes a villain. I love his character. He wants perfection in the world, and he'll do anything for it. Even put kids and people in cages to suck their life force and be even more powerful. And yeah, Doctor Doom's insane. But yeah. Anyways, shall we play some goddamn Cyberpunk, my boys, some friends, and everybody?